Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to day 3 of the New York's Festival here at Alchemy Theater. Let me introduce you to Mike Murdock.
Calm down, everybody. Hi, my name is Mike Murdock. I'm the artistic director of Alchemy Theater. Welcome to day 3. We have a couple new plays that we're going to read in just a minute, and we are going to do a writing sprint workshop where we write a play in an hour and then read it in front of everybody. So we'll do that, and that'll be fun. And then it'll be over, and everybody can go home back to the rain. Thank you all for being here. If you're new here and haven't been here before, there are concessions across the hall. There's merchandise. Buy all of our t-shirts. We need your money. If you need to go to the bathrooms follow the Christmas lights down the hallway, and the bathrooms are on the left down there. Yeah, I'm very glad that everybody's here and very excited to get started.
And in a couple weeks, this weekend, we have a workshop for students. So if you know somebody who wants to learn how to audition, we're doing that from noon till 2 here on Saturday. And on the 2 weeks after that, we will have opening of Charlie Brown, You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, the musical, with several of the cast members who are now in attendance. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you the cast of what? I should have brought it up.
Autonomic systems.
Autonomic Systems by our good friend Eric Fritzus. Cast, come on down. We'll get started with today's read. Give him a hand, everybody.
Cast of characters: Bloom, male, early 20s to late 30s, and a tech, female, 30s to 50s. Scene: clinical room with a small desk and 2 chairs. It could have a privacy curtain to further imply its clinical setting. A female tech, dressed in scrubs, sits in one chair with a clipboard. There's a bottle of water on the floor by her feet.
Next, please.
Bloom enters the room, holding a manila folder containing a few papers. He also has a messenger bag. Tech, without looking up, automatically holds out a hand for the folder. Bloom passes it to her. He then takes out a digital recorder and player from his pocket. As she's speaking, Tech removes the letter-sized cardstock form from the folder and slides it into the clipboard. When Tech speaks, it is rapid and nearly monotone, as though having said the lines a million times to a million patients. That is until she reads Bloom's last name.
Hello, thank you for waiting. Your contribution is appreciated. Is this your first time donating blood plasma, Mr.
Tech now looks up at Bloom and recognizes him, not in a good way.
Bloom?
Bloom smiles, waves his fingers at her, then holds up the digital recorder player and presses play. So from this point on, most lines are playing from the recorder.
No, it's not.
Tech shakes her head in great irritation, but holds her pen at the ready above the clipboard. As the recording plays, the Tech marks down a checkbox answer on the clipboard for each question asked.
Very good. Before you can donate, there are a few questions about your health and history we have to ask. Please answer as honestly as possible. Are you at least 18 years of age?
Yes.
Do you weigh at least 110 pounds?
Yes.
Are you feeling well today?
Yes.
Are you currently taking any antibiotics?
No.
Are you currently taking any other medication for an infection?
No.
Are you taking any medications on the medication list?
Tech holds out a list of medications for precisely 1 second and retracts it. Bloom does not look at the list, but turns a page in his book.
No.
In the past 36 hours, have you had any shots or vaccinations?
No.
In the past 8 weeks, have you given any blood platelets or plasma?
Yes. Plasma. Here.
During the Tech's next line, Bloom continues reading, but raises one hand and uses his fingers to count down. 3, 2, 1. Then gives a thumbs up on his line.
If yes, where have you given platelets or plasma?
Plasma. Here.
Tech looks up at him, very annoyed.
Have you ever been told you should never give blood?
No.
Have you ever had serious illness or seen a doctor about your heart?
No.
In the past 12 months, have you had a blood transfusion?
No.
In the past 12 months, have you had a transplant such as an organ, tissue, or bone marrow?
No.
Are you HIV positive, or do you think you may be HIV positive?
No.
In the past 12 months, have you had an injury which could have put you at risk for hepatitis or HIV?
No.
If so, is it possible the virus could have entered your body through a needle stick or broken skin?
No and no.
Have you ever had any immunizations, vaccinations, or needle sticks in the last 8 weeks?
No.
Have you ever had hepatitis B or hepatitis C, or do you think that you may have hepatitis now?
Categorically, no.
Bloom will put down his book and stare directly at the tech for the next question just to drive home the point of how moronic it sounds.
Are you pregnant?
Bloom shakes his head no.
Will you please delete that part?
Bloom shakes head no again. He goes back to his book.
Have you ever had an operation, any hospital investigations or tests?
Appendectomy, age 11.
Have you ever injected or been injected with illegal or non-prescribed drugs, including bodybuilding drugs? You must answer yes, even if it was on once or a long time ago.
No.
Have you ever been given money or drugs for sex? You must answer yes, even if it was only once or a long time ago.
No.
Have you had sex in the last 12 months with A, anyone who is HIV positive, B, anyone who has hepatitis B, or C, anyone who may ever had sex in parts of the world where AIDS, HIV is very common? This includes most countries in Africa. D, anyone who has ever injected drugs, steroids, or anything else not prescribed by their doctor. Or E, anyone who has ever been given money or drugs for sex, even if it was a long time ago.
No.
In the past 12 months, have you had sex with a partner without a condom or other form of protection?
No.
In the last 12 months, have you had sex with a partner who has ever had sex with another partner without a condom or other form of protection?
Not that I know of, but how can I be sure?
Without looking up, Bloom does another 3, 2, 1 countdown during the tech's next line.
Are you taking any medication, herbal supplements, or other treatment prescribed by your doctor except the pill, or other birth control, or HRT for menopause?
No.
Tech, annoyed, stops writing and puts the pencil down onto the clipboard with great deliberateness and crosses her arms. The recording continues to play.
Have you ever taken any other medicines or herbal supplements in the last 7 days?
No.
Bloom frowns that the tech is no longer writing. He gestures to her to continue. The tech gives him a look as if to say, your move. Not wanting the process to be sidetracked, Bloom reaches over and takes the pencil and clipboard in order to try and mark the answers to the questions himself. The recording continues to play. The tech reaches for the clipboard and pencil, and the two struggle for control. During the struggle, the pencil goes flying upstage behind them, but they both continue to try and wrest the clipboard away from the other. Bloom wins the clipboard struggle and is triumphant. He looks around for the pencil, but the tech spies it first upstage behind them. She starts to get up and make a move for it, but Bloom seems to be quicker and jumps up to go after it. As soon as he's moving, the tech, who has faked him out, instead grabs the recorder or player from the desk as well as her water bottle. Bloom gets the pencil but turns to see the tech threatening to pour the contents of her bottle onto the recorder. Tech and Bloom stare at one another as the recording continues to play. After a beat, he silently admits defeat and offers the pencil and clipboard back to her. They cautiously trade their hostages. The tech swiftly resumes her seat and places the form back in the clipboard. She listens to the recording to check where they are in the questions, then checks off one of the lower boxes before checking the boxes above that spot in rapid succession to catch up. Bloom slowly returns to his seat and puts his book away. The above action should take place during the next 16 lines or so.
Have you seen a doctor, dentist, or any other healthcare professional in the last 7 days, or are you waiting to see one, except for routine appointments with your doctor or dentist?
No.
Have you ever received blood?
Only my own, minus plasma here.
Have you ever had an illness, infection, or fever in the last 2 weeks, or do you think you have one now?
No.
Have you ever been in contact with anyone with an infectious disease in the last 4 weeks?
Not that I know of, but how can I be sure?
Were you treated with growth hormone before 1985?
That's before I was born.
Did you have a brain surgery or an operation for a tumor or a cyst on your spine before August 1992?
No.
Have you been outside of the United States, including for business, in the last 12 months?
No.
Have you ever had malaria or an unexplained fever, which you could have picked up while traveling?
No.
Were you or your mother born in Central America or South America?
No.
Bloom looks up and stares intently at the tech as he waits for what's about to happen.
In the next 12 months, have you or a sexual partner had?
Hang on. Listen. You and I both know that I've been coming here to give blood plasma twice a week for like 2 years now. I know the drill. The donation process takes at least an hour and a half, and most of that is spent sitting out there in the lobby. Just me and my fellow donors. You know, the ones with the track marks down their arms, who are clearly beaked out of their skulls on something impressive.
Please, fast forward.
Bloom shakes his head no, then continues to stare at the tech.
Each and every time, twice a week, I wait out there until I'm called in here to answer this same set of questions, and in the past 2 years, have my answers changed even once? No, they have not. And even if they had, you guys always test the plasma for all the horrible things that you ask us about anyway, just in case we're lying. So, couldn't we cut the questionnaire back to, say, once a week? Or better yet, once a month? Could we maybe get a frequent plasma donor card program going in here? Or, and here's a thought, maybe you guys could just keep better records because I'm really starting to question if it's worth the $50 a week to put up with all of this.
Tech and Bloom stare blankly at one another for a long stretch of silence. The Tech then smiles and raises a hand to count down. 3, 2, 1.
In the past 12 months, have you or a sexual partner undergone acupuncture?
No.
Tech goes back to marking the answers on her clipboard form. Bloom turns away. He is at first annoyed, and then the defeat in his recorded voice matches his manner.
In the last 12 months, have you received any tattoos or other cosmetic treatment that involve the piercing of your skin?
No.
Lights begin to fade.
Oh, sorry. In the last 12 months, have you had your ears pierced, any piercing to your face or body, which includes any piercing of the genitalia or genital area?
No.
Black. End of play.
Next up, I brought my paper for this. Next up, a tragedy at Ellis Island of great personal significance and historical inaccuracy, 1907. Let's see where everybody goes. He's in there. Actor 1 can go right there. That's true.
Tragedy at Ellis Island of Great Personal Significance and Historical Inaccuracy, 1907, by Eric Fachus, based on his whole frickin' life. Cast of characters: Agent DeGrunt, an overly efficient but doubly appointed officer with the Port of New York Immigration Processing and Inspection Terminal of Ellis Island, male or female. Actor 1, male actor, plays various parts, sometimes with a fake mustache. Actor 2, female actor, plays various parts, sometimes with a fake mustache. Johannes Richus, ancestor of playwright with an impossible last name. Setting: Ellis Island Immigration Center, the year 1907. Open stage, save for a desk or DMV-style counter stage right. If set designer wishes to hang a big piece of antivirus plexiglass above the counter, you won't hear me complaining. At lights up, Agent DeGrunt is seated at his desk/counter, face down in paperwork. There should be a neat stack of official final entry forms on the desk, plus writing utensils, a stapler, and a big rubber stamp and ink pad combo. On stage left is the cue for the counter, behind a line of tape on the floor. Actor 1, male, Actor 2, female, and Johannes Frichus are there. If fully costumed, they should be wearing period garb of early 1900s. Each of them carries a small bundle of paperwork.
Next!
Actor 1 and Actor 2 step beyond the tape line and approach the desk together as a couple. Being immigrants, they speak with either Swiss or indeterminate accents.
Hello, kind clerk. We are...
Excuse me, ma'am, sir. My name is Agent DeGrunt, duly appointed inspector with the Port of New York Immigration Processing and Inspection Terminal here at Ellis Island. I will be assisting you with your final entry paperwork today, ma'am, sir.
Thank you very much.
DeGrunt waits a long moment for them to hand over their paperwork. When this doesn't happen, DeGrunt raises his eyebrows.
Your papers, please, ma'am, sir.
Oh, my goodness, yes, here they are.
Agent DeGrunt takes the papers and looks them over, taking their time, then does a visual once-over of the couple standing there.
I see from these forms, ma'am, sir, that you have both successfully completed and passed your medical and literacy inspections and have furthermore been determined to have no mental or physical disabilities or any moral, racial, religious, or economic reason for exclusion from the immigration process at this time, ma'am, sir.
That is good, no?
That is good, yes. However, I do need to confirm a few things for your final entry paperwork before you are officially given entry into the United States proper, ma'am, sir.
We will assist however we are able.
Super duper. Now, just to confirm, what is your country of origin, ma'am, sir?
Switzerland.
And just to confirm, what are your names, ma'am, sir?
Strauss, Annegret and Bertwald Strauss.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Looks at the forms and then back to them again.
Interesting. I hear you saying Strauss with an S sound, but your paperwork here has it spelled Straub. S-T-R-A-U-B with a B.
Oh, yes, you see,
And these are your signatures at the bottom, correct, ma'am, sir? Also with a B.
Yes, correct, yes. Except that.
in
Well,
actuality, while it may appear as though our name ends with the letter B, our spelling actually ends with an accent.
it is similar in appearance to the letter B, but in our country is pronounced the same as the letter S. Strauss. You see?
This ain't my first load of turnips, ma'am, sir. I know what an asset is, and I know how it's meant to be pronounced. Trouble is, nobody else in this country does, ma'am, sir.
They do not?
They do not. In fact, the fact is, most folks don't go in for that kind of thing this side of the pond, ma'am, sir. This is the new world, see, and you'll find that the new world doesn't cut much care for things that are too old world. We like 'em more streamlined, with names you can pronounce, with no unfamiliar characters that sneak up on you and sound like letters they don't look like, or cause you to have to think. So, if it sounds like an S, we don't appreciate being tricked into thinking it's a B, see.
But it is our name. That is how it is spelled.
And Strauss is a perfectly respectable, and more to the point, acceptable name, ma'am, sir. Straightforward, one syllable, but if you want to keep the B, ma'am, sir, I would strongly recommend that you pronounce it Straub with a B. Otherwise, you're just going to spend the rest of your days having to explain it to everybody you meet and annoying the bejesus out of the rest of us, ma'am, sir.
But what can we do?
How about this? I'm going to do you and your future descendants a big old favor and spell it S-T-R-A-U-S-S here on your official final entry paperwork, ma'am, sir.
I suppose that might be
And let's talk about those Christian names.
Bertwald and Annegret, yes.
Bertwald and Annegret? No. Come on now, ma'am, sir. You're a nice new American couple. Don't you want nice new American names?
Actors 1 and 2 stare at each other, uncertain.
Bert and Annie Strauss. That has a nice ring to it, don't it?
Actors 1 and 2 look at one another and shrug their reluctant acceptance.
Cool beans. Welcome to the United States, Mr. and Mrs. Strauss. You just take this form to the registrar's desk by the door. They'll record whatever's on it, and you'll be on your way. Best of luck now, ma'am, sir. Next!
Instead of exiting the stage, actor 2 returns to the front of the queue while actor 1 turns his back to the audience, briefly, to apply a fake mustache. He turns forward again as a new character with a new accent.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Agent DeGroot, a duly appointed inspector with the Port of New York Immigration and Processing and Inspection Terminal of Ellis Island. Your papers, please.
Actor 1 hands over papers. DeGroot examines them.
Poland, huh?
yes.
Double takes at seeing name.
Can I confirm your name?
Czeslaw Wojciechowski.
Stares at actor 1 for a long time.
Do you hate money, sir?
What? No, I have no hatred of money. I had to sacrifice and save very hard to afford the travel here, to become an American citizen, to become a success.
I'm sure you have, sir, and I know the Polish people to be very hardworking and, more to the point, highly intelligent group of individuals, and I won't put up with anyone saying otherwise.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And here you are, like thousands of other immigrants who come through this place, all seeking a better life, hoping to make your fortune. Trouble is, at least half of you come in dragging in a jumble of consonants for a last name like yourself, just hamstringing your chances of becoming that success, of making any money at all, really.
But Wojciechowski is my name. It is my family's heritage.
Have you thought about a new heritage, sir, starting with a brand new name for your brand new life?
I have not.
Think about our president, sir. We got us a rough-riding, rootin'-tootin' firebrand by the name of Teddy Roosevelt in the White House. Every syllable easy to understand and pronounce. Now, do you think he'd be the success he is today if his family had kept the original name of their common immigrating ancestor, Kleis Martensen von Rosenfeld, who came here 260 years ago?
No?
No, indeed, sir. No, Kleiss's boy, Nicholas, changed the family name to Roosevelt, and they've been politicians and upstanding, successful businessmen ever since. Rich as creases, all of them.
So I should change my name to Roosevelt.
It's not a bad idea, but maybe forge your own name. Hey, Forge, what about Smith?
But I am not a blacksmith, I am a carpenter.
Oh, Carpenter, even better, sir. 3 syllables, every letter pronounced exactly how it looks, not an umlaut to be found, that's gold.
Czeslaw Carpenter.
No, that doesn't quite work. How about, Charles? Better yet, Chuck. Chuck Carpenter. I'd buy a new set of cabinets from a guy called Chuck Carpenter.
Chuck Carpenter. Yes, I like the sound of that.
Hunky-dory. Just
Right.
drop this off at the desk by the front door. Next!
Actor 1 turns to Actor 2 and hands off the fake mustache to her, then exits. Actor 2 affixes mustache to lip, then passes over her paperwork.
Hello, ma'am, sir. I'm Agent DeGrunt with Immigration Processing and Inspection. I'll be helping with your final entry forms, ma'am, sir.
Bows with a flourish.
Greetings! I am Maximilian van de Hamar of the Dutch van de Hamars.
Let me stop you right there. Max Hammer.
Salt.
Agent DeGroot writes name on form and stamps it, then hands it back. Actor 2 takes the paperwork, bows with another flourish. She passes her mustache to Johannes Fritzschus and exits.
Next!
His mustache, overjoyed to be next.
That's me, Johannes Fritzschus. I'm next, it's me.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Agent DeGrunt, duly appointed.
Johannes Fritzschus, country of origin, France, Alsace-Lorraine to be precise.
Looks at paper.
What was that name again, sir?
Johannes Fritzschus. I know. It's not good.
Examines paper closely.
And that's how you spell it? Fritzzius?
As unlikely as it sounds, yes. See, Alsace-Lorraine used to be part of Germany. It's right on the border, so it's kind of, as we French say, a mashup of Franco-German culture. As a result, our name is also kind of a no man's land.
It looks like it should be pronounced Fritzius.
Exactly. But my grandparents insist it's Fritzschus, a pronunciation that no human being would guess, if given 1,000 guesses. Yet, that's not a name that's going to help me get ahead in this country at all. I'll tell you that much. Weak.
Occupation?
Playwright?
Might be another thing hold you back there.
I hear you. But I've got this weird feeling it's in my blood, like a desire to write will just keep on repeating down through future generations of my progeny. If only I had a much catchier name to pass down as well.
Writes name on form.
Well, sir, that's all the information I needed to confirm for your paperwork. Everything else seems to be in order. On behalf of Immigration Processing, I wish you all the best in your endeavors.
Stamps form, hands it over. Not taking form.
Wait, what?
Welcome to the U.S. of A., sir.
But what about my name?
What about it?
Well, aren't you going to give me a new one?
Why would I do that? It's a perfectly good name.
Because you gave all of the other people cool new American names. I want a cool new American name too, you know. The old Ellis Island Special.
Sir, the so-called Ellis Island Special is an unproven rumor, an urban legend, if you will. For the record, just because thousands of immigrants swear they were forced to anglicize their names here at Ellis Island doesn't mean there's one shred of evidence that it actually happened or that it is at all historically accurate.
But I just watched you change 4 people's surnames.
No, sir, no. What you saw was me politely, perhaps firmly, but still politely suggest that certain names sound better than others, but no one forced anyone to change anything. That would be monstrous.
At a loss for words.
Please? I am begging here. For the love of God, please change my name. Fritzschus is just a living nightmare. I mean, listen to it. My family's pronunciation makes no sense. How could a T and a Z make a ch sound in the first place? There's no linguistic precedent. Sure, maybe if someone hears it first, they can parrot it back a few times, but never long term.
Sir,
And God help anyone who sees it in writing first. They can never unsee it. I can tell them Fritzschus 400 times and it will never stick in their memory.
sir,
I'm serious. The Fritsch's family crest has a little woodblock illustration of my great-great-grandfather correcting people's pronunciation.
Sir,
And when people try to say it, it's always a shit show. Mr. Frazeris, Mr. Fitzhughes, Mr. Fritzens. If I'm very lucky, I get Mr. Fruit Juice. Do you really want to doom my kids and all future generations to that kind of torture? Middle school alone will be enough to send them into therapy.
sir, please. You are always welcome to legally change your name to whatever name you'd like. You can only do it at the courthouse after you've left Ellis Island.
You don't understand. I can't. My grandparents would disown me if they found out. I changed our name on purpose. But if you change it for me, they'll accept it because I won't have a choice in the matter.
Mr. Fritsch's.
See, you can't say it either. Please, I'll take anything, even Smith, huh? I'd be a kick-ass Smith. Huh? Or what about simply Fritz? Huh? That'd work, right? Johnny Fritz, huh? How about it?
Sir, for the last time, altering names is not something we do here at Ellis Island.
Passes him stamped form.
Now, I'm gonna need for you to take this here final entry form with your unpronounceable, unanglicized name on it to the registrar's desk and turn it in. Alternately, you're free to take it right back to your boss down at Immigration Internal Affairs.
Wait, what?
You heard me. Tell him the next time he wants to try to entrap Wilhelm de Groot, he'd better send an undercover inspector with a better French accent. You got narc stink all over you. I smelled you coming. Next!
No, that's just cologne. I've been on that boat for a solid week.
Next!
But,
Hello? Ma'am, sir, my name is Agent de Groot, a duly appointed inspector with the New York Immigration Processing Inspection. Name, please.
Landeslaus Hengelmuller von Hengervar.
Agent
Junior.
Agent DeGroot cracks knuckles and picks up a new form. Black.
Well, Cass can stay right there. Here, come on down. The playwright in the room.
Eric the playwright.
That was self-indulgent.
Let's run back to autonomic systems. We'll start there. Start with big plasma donor. Is that,
We were. In the year 2000, my wife and I were in an apartment complex in Charlotte, North Carolina, that was directly on the other side of a small forest and a security fence with lots of holes in it from a plasma donation center. And so we could walk through the gaping holes in our security fence of our gated apartment complex over to the plasma donation center, passing many interesting people along the way. It would get $50 a week. The first time you went was $15. You could go twice a week, $15 and then $35 the second time. So you had the incentive to come back. And give more.
Yeah, I knew you knew about it because I'm right there with you, brother.
Yeah.
Like, and that is the script. You have
Yeah.
the exact script.
And that was one of the earliest ideas for a play I had, because we had to sit there, and it was not always an hour and a half. Sometimes it was 2.5 hours. A lot of it spent waiting to be given the embarrassing questionnaire that you've already filled out on your own form, and then go and have a doctor ask you pretty much the same questions as well. So all the embarrassing questions you ever cared to answer, you just got immune to any embarrassment.
Yeah, the device, I love the device. At one point I had thought about double casting it and having people sitting in front, literally doing nothing while the recording is going on in the background. But it would be fun to stage too. Like,
Yeah.
It's simple.
That's what I thought about it when I was
Yeah.
listening to it. How fun this would be to stage.
Yeah. And when Chris was doing it the other night, I was like, oh, he gets the angst.
Yeah.
Like, he gets it.
Yeah.
Who else? What else? What else you guys have about that one? Speak up. Sheila, you enjoyed it, right?
I do. It would be fun to stage because you'd be free from having to worry about the workers. You just
Yeah.
lots of expressions and the whole fight over the clipboard would be a lot of fun. And as bad as it is for you to have to listen to that, it's probably just as bad for those people to have to keep answering
Right.
questions
Yeah.
over and over and over again.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that was my major frustration as a donor, was having to answer all these questions for my $50 a week, which in the year 2000 was a decent amount of money for,
Yeah.
Right.
my wife and I used it to buy Christmas presents so we could tell people we paid for their presents with our blood.
I guess they couldn't, because you're doing it every week, things can change, I guess, from week to week. They have to keep asking you these
Yeah.
things.
It was all
It was in the
probably a
computer,
legal
but-
thing where they're
Oh, I'm sure.
covering their bases.
Yeah.
But we saw the kind of folks who were hanging out in the lobby that we were having to wait with. We're like, I don't think they're telling the truth when they do.
Yeah, because you're supposed to be drug free, like,
Yeah.
or like they're supposed to be tested for all that stuff. So
And like you said, they test the blood anyway.
Yeah.
Like once they get it from you, they're testing the plasma, they're testing, all of it anyway.
Well, and whether or not people are plasma donors, I think we've all sat through those questionnaires for something somewhere.
Oh,
Every
yeah.
time you walk into a
Blood
doctor.
donation is not different, not that much different.
Yeah, I mean, going to the eye doctor is not much different, really.
I like the idea of in the staging of it, if it were possible, if the fight is continuing and the blackout goes on, that the recorder somehow gets started over. And I was hearing in the dark, yes, no, not that I know of. How would I know?
At one point, I toyed with, because the recorder has both of their answers on it, but I toyed with the tech bringing out her own recorder
Oh,
to
that's
play
funny.
hers, and then I was like, but the recorders would pick up each other's answers, so I just went with the one. And then I had a version where instead of the recorder, he brings out a puppet and does a puppet show, and just to annoy her.
And that's possible. I mean, how many times has he been there? Twice a week for, yeah.
yeah, like I like the concept of, and we had a play yesterday like this where with an usher where there's just the tech caring so much like about the authority and about the pleasure of getting to do this that she's annoyed that he brings the recorder, it's like, and then fights him over like there's so many, the stakes get so high over something that she honestly, I'd be thrilled. I'd get out a book myself if somebody brought that in, and I wouldn't have to say all that stuff.
It almost seems to be like a big bag full of stuff that he pulls out his lunch.
Yeah.
Just like, what are you doing? Just building a model.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous things.
But that rapid fire, the questions were superhumanly fast to where I would have to constantly, wait, what? And until you got the script down in your head,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was a nightmare. So.
Let's jump into something that all actors love, and that's performing accents on stage. So let's talk about the tragedy of Ellis Allen. I've shortened the title.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, that comes from a little personal history.
Yeah.
But not a lot of reality. Otherwise, I do like that it's in the Gruntaverse. I'm trying to coin that. For those that missed it, it's been 2 years ago now. We did the idea of a mall cop, but a cinema cop, and de Groot was the agent's name that busted the people trying to take in snacks. I believe it was. Nice. In the same universe.
Play
200
called
years
Fargo
later.
3D. Yeah.
Yeah, 200 years later. So, actors, talk about the piece a little bit.
It was, we debated a lot. It was like, okay, what part of Switzerland is this from? Are we down near Italy or what? So we just went with whatever.
Yeah.
Although we wondered if the accents were actually supposed to be accurate.
Yeah.
Or well done, or if they should have been pretty bad.
I mean, we're trading mustaches.
Right, yeah.
So I had a question for you because I had what I think was a misunderstanding of a joke the first time we read it, and then when I was reading it through this morning, I noticed a detail that I had missed. My original assumption, so you've got the two actors switching the mustaches visibly on stage. At first I thought, well, that's just like a theater device that's just a little bit meta and not taking things that seriously, and they're just all kind of random different characters. And then I thought, when I got to the end of it, I thought, oh, the joke is those people are the people who are trying to catch DeGrunt doing this, and they're like, the joke is they're being as obvious as they could possibly be about being fake
And
people.
he's not getting it. Yeah,
And-
that's what I thought
and-
it was.
But then I noticed that can't be the case because there's a stage direction where you have them handing a mustache off to Johannes.
Yeah.
So that isn't the joke that you intended.
It wasn't. I like it. It did not occur to me though. And even the handing it to Johannes, I'm not real sure why that's there.
See, I like the joke of like it makes DeGrunt look particularly foolish if Johannes is the only one who
Is legit.
looks
Right.
remotely real, and the other two are just clearly the same people trying to
I
catch him
like
up.
that interpretation.
Yeah.
That was great writing, Eric.
Yeah, no, I love that.
Otherwise, I thought it was great. It was very enjoyable to read.
When you're writing comedy, do you have the bit first, or do you find it as you're going?
The mustache bit I found as I went. DeGrunt was not in my concept of this at all.
Okay.
For years in my idea notebook, I just had the words asshole at Ellis Island. It was strictly the idea for the play, and the idea was always they, give everybody else new names and then refuse to give my ancestor a new name. But I didn't have any more details than that until I started putting flesh on the bones.
Okay.
And then DeGrunt just occurred to me, oh yeah, this is the officious ancestor of DeGrunt from Fargo 3D. And it doesn't matter if you've seen Fargo 3D. It's just, it's an character archetype. So sure. All the bits just, as I was trying to figure out how many actors am I going to need, you don't want to have too many, but if they can play different roles, and then the mustache. And I don't know where surely someone has come up with the trading mustaches bit before. It feels very Monty Python to me. But I liked it, so.
Yeah, it's fine.
I like that DeGrunt's name isn't pronounced the way it's spelled either.
Yeah.
I love it.
I was thinking, he was born here, so.
Anybody have anything else?
I appreciate that there's humor in your writing, for people for an audience members that will never even see it. Like I used to do that with papers in college, and my professors did not appreciate that. Like I tried to make up for my lack of actual knowledge with a little bit of humor here and there, and I got terrible marks for that. But I liked it. I mean, I was laughing at the stage directions for this one, just leading up to it. I was like, that's great.
I try to treat my scripts as a letter to the production team,
Yeah.
and layering stuff in like that.
I love it. That's great.
And the Mothman, you definitely do that, like the cooler and all that stuff. Yeah.
Is your ancestor like from Alsace-Lorraine?
Yeah.
Mine is,
Wasn't
I
named
have one
Johannes.
too. Theirs name didn't get changed either, but it's Lindauer.
Oh, what was it?
Pronounced Lindauer.
Okay.
It was German, which I guess yours, but.
Yeah,
Is that considered French or considered German?
Well, it's France now, so,
Okay.
but I used to tell people Franco-German heritage, and then
Right.
when I did the Ancestry DNA thing, it's like, well, that's 15%.
Oh, wow.
And so then everything else is like UK.
Right.
I'm like, I wanted something cool, but I'm solidly a honky. And
Yeah.
it's just like from UK, and it was like mostly English, a dusting of Irish, don't even think about Scottish. And the whole reason I did the test was because I wanted to buy a kilt. I didn't want to get my ass kicked if I wasn't actually Scottish. And so over the years, Ancestry has upgraded their DNA as they get new information. And so now I'm like 45% Scottish. Still don't know a kilt, but.
One of these days.
Well, I had an Irish ancestor. Of course, Eastern Kentucky's full of them. Conleys, but that was actually O'Connelly that got that too. So,
I was able to trace it back to a guy named Angus James MacLean. Like, that's the most Scottish name ever.
My heritage is similar, like my Scottish heritage anyway, and I'm pretty much just like Scottish and Irish, but it was McPherson first, and then it was Murdock it was Murdock first after that, and then it was Murdock with an H, and then I think sloppy writing, people
Make the
presumed
H
the
a
H
K.
was a K, and
Ah,
then it became a K.
that's so great.
Because there are gravestones with the H on it as close as several greats back, and then it just sort of became a K at another time.
Somebody in our family did, all the way back to the Battle of Hastings. And they came from France as Devereaux, and then changed it to DeVoe, and then became Vance to anglicize it. So that was pretty interesting. Well, thanks, Eric.
Yeah.
Next up is something that I told Mike that we were doing, and we're making it up as we go along.
Yay!
No, the center of New Works is not only to hear established playwrights and let them hear their work, but it's to allow new writers the opportunity to express themselves. The thing that we've been saying every day we've been on the news is everybody has a story to tell. One of the things that's nice about students is they're creative, and they've not let that be squelched yet. Often the problem is at that age is you don't have any form. You don't understand the form. You don't understand how to convey a message. And even though we may develop that when we get older, then sometimes our creativity gets squelched again. So one of the things that we do when we go into these workshops in classrooms is we present some just fundamentals of playwriting. And that's where we're going to take 5 minutes and do that. And typically what happens is I say a bunch of stuff and then Mike corrects me when I say things wrong. I think I'm almost to the place where he's corrected me so much that he may not have to correct me today.
I'll let Eric do it today.
Yeah, Eric's here. Yeah. The first thing is we go back into the history of playwriting a little bit. And to us, theater is the art of storytelling in a very public fashion. You can do it in a novel, you can do it in a song, you can do it in a painting, but it's storytelling out loud for an audience. Ever since the days people were standing around campfires, and I know there's a theater historian in the room, ever since then all the way up through the time of Shakespeare, where it became very commercial, to now, where there's all kinds of opportunities for people to tell stories, whether it be on short form film, videos online, all the way down to something as ridiculous as TikTok. We as a society are looking for ways to convey our story, and not just information. Information is part of it, but typically the thing that makes it drama is we're trying to convey an emotion or a feeling, and we're trying to make a connection with somebody in some way. For those that have been here the last few days, you have seen a variety of topics, of subjects, of stories that people are telling, and they've all connected to us differently, whether it's humor or drama, whether it's something tragic, whether it's something sentimental, or a love story, or a lack of a love story. Each one of those things are a story that somebody has to tell. And we encourage all of those. And we produce many things across. I mean, just last year we did everything from book ladies delivering things on horseback and all of their personal stories to dealing with Vietnam veterans and ridiculous princesses coming in from who knows where, and Denmark. That's where she's from. I wasn't paying attention. Regardless of what the story might be, we all have stories to tell, and each of us have a different voice. There are things when you hear it written, if you're familiar with that author, you're like, oh, I know who that was. That was a Stephanie Meyer story. I don't know who reads Stephanie Meyer, but you can do it. I'm not making fun of people who read Stephanie Meyer, but everybody has a different voice. Like, you can tell the difference between an Eric piece and a Mike piece. Like, you know that's what it's going to be, because we have different voices. And our goal when we go into the classroom is not to change somebody's voice. It's to give them some tools that they need to know to be able to tell their story. The fundamental thing that makes a play, even more than a movie or a television show, is that everything that happens in a play, or 95% of everything that happens in a play, is done through dialogue, or a monologue of sorts. But that's the idea. If you want to convey information, if you want to put a woman in a red dress, you better say somewhere in the dialogue, you see that woman wearing a red dress. That's how you convey information in a play. You guys know that. I'm not telling you anything new. Most of, I think pretty much everybody in here is either a theater person or a big fan of theater. But that's the thing. So one of the things that we do when we go in is we break those things down. A story needs to have a start, a middle, and an end. It's great if it has some sort of conflict or some kind of resolution that you need to come to. There's all kinds of other things like that. Anything I'm missing right off the bat? We always think of things the further we go into it. The next thing that we do is we give the students a topic, usually a single line. This year was, I know you're busy. Last year it was, dinner's ready. I don't think I did one the year before that, but typically we do something like that. And then we give them a set of rules that they have to obey. And today that's what we're going to do. The goal today is to break into some writing groups or to let you work alone, whatever you want to do. And then we're going to read the plays. If you get 10 minutes out, that's amazing. I don't know how you get 10 minutes out in an hour. But if you can get 5 minutes out, that's great too. But what we're asking for is a start, middle, and an end. We advise the students to not write towards a twist. If there's a twist, great. Don't write towards it because you're going to disservice your characters. You're not going to actually tell a story. You're just working towards a twist. Now, there are some people that are good at doing that, but it is hard. The other thing we ask is don't just write jokes. If you're just writing a joke, that's a skit, you're on Saturday Night Live. That's not what plays are. Plays are telling a story, conveying a drama, whatever it may be. Can it have humor? Absolutely. The other thing that we did this year specifically is we told them you could have at most 4 characters, 1 location, and 1 time setting. All of those things do is they compress, it restricts you, and it makes you more creative. I use this as an example. You guys have seen the writing pads that they have in front of like pen displays. And do you know what 99% of all people write? Anybody want to take a guess? They write their name. Because you've heard this lecture before. Let me know if I forget anything. People write their name because they're not very creative. However, if I give you a piece of paper, 2 crayons, and say, in the next 30 seconds, draw something that happened to you this morning. Everybody's mind starts thinking, what can I draw with 2 crayons in 30 seconds? And you've got the spark of creativity. That's how it started. Other people are just like, I wonder what 2 crayons I have. And then you spend all day thinking about your crayons. But for the most part, you see the difference. So what we're going to do today is, I think what we'll do first is decide, is there anybody here that is never wrote anything before in your life and you're just really curious to be a part of a team? Is there anybody here like that?
You say never written in your life. You mean as far
Like as a
play?
play. Yeah. Yeah. So what we're going to do is there are a couple people I'm going to put on. I'm going to put on myself. I'm going to put on Mike. I'm going to put on Eric to, if people want to join you in your process, kind of let them see what's going on. If you want to join up with one of those guys, great. If you want to work on your own, great. I have a couple of laptops. I'll do one. And what we're going to do is we're going to take an hour. We'll use the space in here and we'll write a play. It needs to have a start, middle, and an end. We'll talk out loud as we go so you can kind of understand what our process is and how much we hate writing with other people. Things like that. Mike writes with other people regularly. He has written 3 full-length plays in the last couple of years with a writing partner. Do you ever write with a writing partner?
Yeah, but it's mainly at a summer theater camp for kids.
There you go. So think of this like a
So I
theater.
write with 40 writing partners.
Yeah. So what I've done is I have broken this down. First of all, who wants to write independently? I can't see anybody. Jeff's going to write independently. I'm going to write independently. Drew and Akia, you going to write something together?
Yes, do it.
Yeah, you guys do it. That'd be awesome. Lynn, you going to write independently? You're going to take off. Sheila and Hannah, you guys want to write something together?
Sure.
Sounds like. Becky, you two want to write something together? Cameron, you writing?
John, Laura, Cameron.
All right.
It's John.
You going to let your mom write with you?
She's leaving.
Oh, she's leaving too. Nick, are you going to write by yourself?
I don't know. Throw me in with whoever. Or
Chuck, are you writing?
I'm gonna have to take off.
Oh, you gonna take off? You can hang out with any of us. It doesn't matter. So send a leader from your group, and we're gonna pick 3 things. The things that are in here is a location, a location, an item, and a line. There's an item, a location, and a line, and they must be used in your play.
Can I keep the time?
Nora's going to be the official timekeeper. And I think Chris went to, I don't know where Chris went. Chris, somebody's bringing your daughter. You don't have to leave. Forgot to tell him. I'm sure they'll figure that out in a minute. So what we're going to do is we're going to let you, so send a representative down. Eric, come on down. You're our guest.
The envelope, hit your hand. I'm starting the timer.
So some of you will help less than an hour. Pick one thing out of that one and pass it to the next one.
Evil.
And then I'll hand it around the circle.
That's all I got.
Pick one out of that envelope and pass it to the next person. Olivia's come with Jocelyn.
Okay, cool.
Pick one out of that envelope and pass it to the next person.
Yes, sir.
Chuck. Oh, Chuck.
And you'll have 3 things. You'll have a location, a quote that you need to use, and an item.
Oh, what is that?
Let's go.
They work. They work. Most of them don't work. That's what possible.
Hey, you want a quarter? I think I'm gonna work with my.
Okay.
Timer started. Go.
Somebody else comes because they will make phone calls.
I think that's a good story already. So now we need 3 interactions. The second person that shows up, and I think it should be the second person, doesn't even know the phone moves like this. And so they're sitting there taking pictures, and he's like freaking out because they're having pictures. And then the first person is somebody who's just trying to order pizza, like something super mild. And so we can, in that, we can get his story. We can like figure out why he's there. And we're like, dude, I just ordered pizza. So, okay.
It's like the first place you looked.
You want the nice one or the one that's just has more? Like this one?
So it ends up and they're ready to go. Or it doesn't, we don't have to do that.
Which direction?
That's it. Time's up.
Mike is not back. We'll do mine first. Chris and Olivia, come up. I'm gonna have you read.
Okay.
And I need bring that, and I'll airdrop you the script. Let's see who else I need.
Oh,
Like that.
nice.
Oh my gosh.
That's not balanced quite well, right?
That's a new one too.
That's a Donahoe one. I'm gonna blank.
Oh,
So let me figure out how to export this and drop it to you. Save as PDF. We didn't come up with a name for it.
Yeah, we
Points
did.
deducted.
Oh, yeah, we did.
We have it in. That was like the first thing on.
I don't know where I just saved it, but I saved it somewhere.
Amateur hour.
Yes, it is. There it is. I need 2 more people. That's not what I was trying to do. It's almost like I've never used a laptop.
Yeah, I really haven't. I'm not very good with this from. Yeah, from.
All right. I think airdrops on that. Alchemy's booth might grow. No, it's coming. You just
Will it just come up on the thing?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Set.
Nora, I'm gonna drop it to you so you can read too.
I'm reading?
Yeah,
Okay.
for me. And let's see.
Oh, that's so cool. I love technology.
Is it called
It's-
Booth?
Yeah, the booth. Davion, you can come up and read the. I'll read stage direction. You can read the.
You want to switch?
No, it will just share.
You got her in this 2 lanes, you know, you want that?
Do you want me to take these tags off?
Nah.
Not sure.
Chris, you'll play James.
Got. Oh wait, we don't have a James. I got Bob, Sue, John.
Keep going.
Oh, okay.
Keep going. Keep going. It's. I don't know. It adds all that crap.
Oh, okay.
James should be the first. All right. James, you're going to read Beth. You'll read Angelina.
Angelina.
You're going to read Mike. All right. All right. Davion and I wrote this in an hour. The prompts that we have are the last payphone booth in town, a Crown Royal bag of nickels, and I think you meant to say.
Hey.
Nobody has ever read this, and I'm not going to give any character descriptions. James stands by a payphone booth directly across the street from a cheesecake factory. He is obviously anxious and waiting for a phone call. He checks his Timex multiple times.
Ring. Come on, just ring.
Angelina enters with a Crown Royal bag full of nickels.
Excuse me, I need to make a phone call.
I'm sorry, this phone is in use.
She inspects the phone to see it is on the receiver.
It's on the hook.
No, I mean, I'm waiting on a phone call.
She starts to pick up the receiver.
Look, it'll only take a second.
James steps between Angelina and the phone.
I can't miss this phone call.
seriously, man. I just need to order a pizza, so it'll be ready on my way home.
Don't you have a cell phone?
Don't you have a cell phone?
No, I don't. I've been saving every penny to make my finances look right for the review board.
What are you, some kind of independent small business owner, Mr. I do all of my business at the 3rd Avenue payphone?
No, of course not.
She reaches for the receiver again.
Then get out of my way.
He steps in her way again, but this time she swings her bag of nickels. Something just popped out. Swings her bag of nickels at his head.
What the heck? Did you just hit me with a bag of pennies?
Obviously not. It's a bag of nickels, you idiot. Who can afford anything for a penny?
Jane winces as he realizes how bad that hurt. She reaches again for the receiver.
Please, I'm waiting on a phone call from the adoption agency. I found out today if I can call Matthew my son.
She melts.
Are you serious? It's wonderful.
She hugs him, and he is taken aback. The person, Mike, dressed in obvious sightseer attire, appears with a camera much larger than he knows how to use. He gathers his daughter, Beth, and their dog, Sissy, a miniature poodle, directly in front of James and Angelina and the payphone. Beth is taking a kissy face selfie with Sissy in front of the booth.
I didn't even know this existed anymore.
What is it?
This is what we used to, this is what used to be called a payphone. People didn't always carry around cell phones, honey. For a while, they didn't exist. And when they first came out, they were very expensive. If they needed to make a phone call, when they weren't home, they would find one of these and put a quarter in it to place the call.
So, poor people had to use these?
We all had to use them, honey. They were everywhere. The mall, the park, and even public bathrooms.
So you were poor?
Not exactly. But not every day a 14-year-old had a $1,000 iPhone back in my day.
Beth examines the phone booth curiously.
Where's the camera? How do you snap? How do you even find a person's name in that phone?
You had another number, sweetie, or you can look their phone up in the white pages.
None of the words you just said to me make any sense at all. Daddy, they are on my selfie. Tell them to move.
Noticing James and Angelina for the first time.
Oh, hi, friends. Would you mind moving? My daughter needs to take a picture for her Insta story.
I can't. I'm kind of waiting on an important phone call.
Yes, he is. He wouldn't even let me order a pizza.
Daddy, why won't they move?
Because they are actually using the phone.
The poors are always in my way. Let's go.
Beth bends down, picks up Sissy, and storms off with her. Angelina glares at Beth and clenches her bag of coins, wrapping the strings around her fist. James has not noticed any of this since he is still intently staring at the receiver.
Sugar, be careful crossing the street. They haven't even paid us for our table yet.
He follows her off. Angelina notices James' concern and addresses him.
Are you okay?
That is, from now on, Mike is supposed to be James.
Why haven't they called? It's 4:25. They said they would call by 3:30 and it still hasn't rang.
Maybe they're just busy.
But they close at 4:30. I can't just stand out here every day. I have to work.
Then why don't you just drive down there?
Because if I get denied, it would be too hard on Matthew to see me walking away. It'd be too hard on me.
Look, I've known you literally 4 minutes, and it's obvious you care about Matthew. You have a job. I assume you don't live on the street. You don't live on the street, do you?
No, I live in a nice place over on 6th.
You have a place to live? Are you married?
Yeah, my wife is still at work. She waits tables across the street. That's why I'm here at this phone. She's waiting for the sign. She peeks out the window every few minutes.
Listen, I don't know anything about adoption, but you already have more going for you than a lot of parents I know. It's gonna be okay.
I think you meant to say it's gonna be a dream come true.
It's gonna be a dream come true.
Thank you. I hope you're right. I just wish they'd call.
Hey, is that your wife?
Yep.
Oh, she's really pretty.
Thanks. She's the best woman in the world, and she's going to be the best mom in the world.
I bet you're right.
A beat, and then another beat. Then the phone rings. Mike turns white and starts to reach for the phone. He stops, all of a sudden worried that it might be bad news. Angelina, overcome with the opportunity, reaches for the phone. He nods, and she picks it up.
Hello? Yes.
James.
James is right here. 1 moment, please.
She smiles again and hands him the receiver.
Hello? Yes, this is he. Yes, I am.
He closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, and begins to softly cry.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
He hands her the receiver and she places it on the hook.
Congratulations, Dad.
He gives a thumbs up to his wife across the street. Fade to black. We messed up a whole character's name for this. Are you still guys waiting for time? Or like, you still furiously typing? You want to talk about now, or do you want to do another and then we'll talk about a couple at a time? Let's do another. Who else is ready? Some people, Laura, come on down. You emailed me yours, right?
I did.
Tell me what you need cast-wise and we'll
I need a stage director, and then the four of us will do our own play.
All right,
That's okay.
I'll read the stage director.
Cool, thanks.
Someone gets
Cindy? Cindy.
Feel pretty good, Davion?
Mike is asking for you.
Yeah,
Mike is asking for you.
Okay.
I can do things.
All right. Do we want to set, does Todd
emailed you the script.
Todd, is gonna look at my screen? Okay.
And I have a screen if somebody needs it. This piece is called A Metronome by John Armstrong, Laura Armstrong, Todd Green, and Cameron Nash. Lights up on a double room in the Drake Hotel overlooking Chicago. The members of a string quartet are preparing to check out. Greg, the viola player, is frantically searching for his beard oil as part of his daily routine. Sarah, first violin, is already packed. Gary, the unbothered cello player, is packed and sitting lazily on the end of the bed. Stephanie, second violin, is also ready. She is standing in the middle of the room looking to see if anyone needs help.
Ugh, I'm going to practice. God knows we need it.
Greg, hurry up.
Realizing the others are not ready, she pulls out her violin and metronome and begins to practice. Starts metronome, which continues under dialogue.
I can't find my beard oil.
Come on! Checkout is in 10 minutes.
Let him look. We have a few minutes.
Should we help him look?
We have to leave.
I'm gonna help him look.
Okay, fine. Stephanie, you help Greg find his beard oil. Greg, can you move on to the next steps of your routine? Gary, you're already packed?
Yep.
Great, stay that way.
Gary unzips his bag and pulls out snacks and drink and an iPad. Stephanie goes to Greg's luggage and starts packing his stuff up, looking through it as she does for his beard oil.
No! Don't touch my things. You're doing that wrong.
I'm helping you look for your beard oil.
Thank you, but please stop touching my things.
Gary loudly eats the chips.
Can you stop that?
She is disturbed by this as his chewing is not in sync with the rhythm of the metronome. Gary rolls his eyes and puts on his headphones.
Whether you have your stuff ready or not, it's time to go.
You're not the boss.
Someone has to provide some direction around here.
I'm sorry, but someone has to point out that just because you're the leader while we're playing doesn't automatically make you the leader all the time.
We wouldn't be in this mess if you hadn't committed us to play your stupid second cousin's wedding. You guys aren't even that close. And Gary thinks I'm a great leader.
Gary continues munching his chips loudly, headphones on, oblivious.
They're still family, and if it weren't for me, we wouldn't have this gig. It's not like business is booming.
Gary removes his headphones.
Anyone looking for this oil? Not very good on bread.
Hey! That's mine! Stop touching it! Okay, I have my beard oil. Let's go! You guys freak out about the weirdest things.
He turns off the metronome.
Why aren't you packed?
As Sarah packs up her violin, she starts turning over cushions and blankets.
What's wrong?
I can't find my rosin.
Blackout. Oh, you can tell her about your prompts.
Oh, our prompts were a hotel room overlooking Chicago 10 minutes before checkout time. I can't find my, and then a metronome.
Very nice. Thank you. Let's see who I got next. Eric. Two characters. Who you want? Gentleman in the orange. Nick, come on down. You have a MacBook? Bring it down. I'll share it with you.
Are you dropping me?
Yeah, I'll drop it. Let me export it first. PDF. I'm sending it to PDF first.
This is?
Oh wait, I'm not connected to the Wi-Fi.
You can come over and share with me if you want. Just as quick. Share. Airdrop. We're going to your AirDrop. Or should have it. All right. This is Eric's 3 prompts were: do you need to sit down? A stuffed possum, an Applebee's parking lot after hours. Anybody that's been with us any length of time knows that that's a real place.
Go ahead and make that.
This is called Possum Heritage. Dim lights up on a blank stage. Riley, wearing an Applebee's uniform, is walking from stage right. She looks tired after a long shift.
Oh my god, oh my god.
Dave? Is that you?
Oh, shit.
Dave, what's the matter?
Dave enters stage left. He is distraught. He, too, is wearing an Applebee's uniform.
Somebody broke into my car.
What? Here? In the parking lot?
Yes, Riley. Here. In the parking lot.
When?
I don't know. It's sometime during our shift, I guess.
Where were you parked?
In employee parking.
Wait, way back in the corner of the lot?
Yes, where Kyle insists we all park.
That's why I never park there. It's super dark all the time, and none of the security cameras are even aimed in that direction.
I know.
How bad is it?
Bad. The back seat window was smashed in. They took everything.
So what, like some CDs, your wallet, your phone?
No, everything.
Oh my god, your guitar?
No. I mean, yes, they got that. But they got everything. All my worldly possessions were packed into that car, Riley.
But you drive a Ford Focus, right?
I don't have that much shit.
He continues to hyperventilate, leans over with hands on knees.
Oh.
Do you need to sit down?
No, I don't know. I think I might throw up.
Well, do it over there in the storm drain or something. Otherwise, Kyle's gonna make us come out here and clean it up with the sawdust tomorrow.
Fucking Kyle.
Riley puts her hand on Dave's shoulders and pushes him to sit on the ground, his legs out in front of him. She presses on his back so he'll lean forward with his head between his knees.
Here, you just breathe. Just breathe. How do you feel?
I'm breathing.
Still gonna hurl?
I don't think so.
Good. Dave, why were all your things in your car? You weren't living in your car, were you?
No, nothing like that. I wasn't gonna tell anybody, but I'm leaving.
Leaving Applebee's?
Leaving town. The state, really.
Oh my god. You weren't even gonna say goodbye?
To who? Kyle?
No, shithead, to me. You didn't have the decency to tell me you were gonna leave town?
The state, really.
Dave!
No, I guess not. Sorry.
I can't believe you.
Shoves Dave over onto the ground, then stands up and walks a few paces away. Dave gives her a moment of space and then sheepishly stands.
It's not like we're dating or anything. You don't even like guys.
But we're friends. Or so I thought. After all those double shifts we pulled, all the jokes we made about the cooks, our running gag about how we've been using the same ramekin of coleslaw since 1996. We've been through this shit together, man, and you were just gonna leave to move away?
It seemed easier that way. Again, I'm sorry. I'm an asshole.
Damn right you are. Where were you even gonna go?
Denver.
That's a drive. Why?
I mean, I don't know. The music scene, I guess. Lance went out there last year. He busked on the street for a while. playing for change. He made enough to survive until he got with a local band. Now they're playing the whole region. I just wanted to see what I could do.
You go out there with that as your plan, and you really will be living out of your car.
Yeah. Maybe. Probably. I did think about that possibility, but I'm willing to do it though. For a while at least. It was just going to be me and Dave. Oh, Opie.
Opie? Who the hell is Opie?
You haven't met. He's my grandpa's possum. It's stuffed possum, technically.
Okay. Seems like a lot to unpack there. You got a short version of the Opie story? Because I got a shift in the morning and I don't need to spend any more time in the Applebee's parking lot.
I got nothing else going on here. Except Applebee's.
Blackout. Let's keep chunking through them.
Yeah.
The next one up is written by T. Michael Murdock.
I need Cindy and Nora and Chris.
I can airdrop it to. You bring the laptop up, or did you already send it to him?
I emailed it to all of them.
Okay, great.
And you.
You want me to read the instructions?
Which one? Yeah. Am I Tori? Is that what it said?
Yes.
Okay, Alexa.
All right.
You are
Robert.
You are all of the Alexis, Cindy.
Okay.
What was
It was,
I have the prompts written down.
yeah, it was
A showroom of Alexis.
With
Yeah,
ideas
a showroom of Alexa devices, a sleeve of saltine crackers, and is this the way to?
I'm glad you pulled the saltines one. Write about what you know about. Toss the grape, throw the cracker by Murdock with ideas from Nick. Tori, an obnoxious customer who loves crackers. Robert, an Alexa sales representative. Lights up on a small store showroom filled with Amazon Alexa devices. All sorts, big ones, tall ones, some as big as your head. Tori slowly walks around the store eating a sleeve of saltine crackers. She walks to various devices and mumbles into them and then goes on to the next, crunching crackers all along the way. Robert, the sales rep, slowly moves in to stop her.
Pardon me, ma'am?
Tori ignores him.
Ma'am?
Tori ignores him.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but you can't eat in here. This is an Amazon store, and our policy strictly forbids. Hey!
Tori throws a cracker at him.
Hey!
I didn't eat that one. That's okay.
What?
That one's okay.
What?
You said you couldn't eat in here, so I threw it. You never said anything about throwing crackers. Little did you know that I was a cracker throwing enthusiast from a young age. I won multiple awards in cracker throwing throughout my adolescence.
There are awards for that?
Oh. Alexa 1, go!
First Alexa device that Tori has spoken to comes to life.
Hello. Cracker throwing, the art of throwing crackers professionally, has been a thing since the early 1700s. Created by Dr. Rory Talbot in response to the incredible success of grape tossing several years before, cracker throwing became an awarded event at many soirees throughout Europe.
Did you program that?
Alexa 2, go!
A second Alexa device comes to life.
There is no need to program the truth.
Ma'am, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. These are all very expensive.
Alexa 3, go!
A third Alexa device fires up.
Expensive. Really. We aren't Apple devices, you goob. We are super cheap. Cheap enough that someone could just walk in here and reprogram us, all while eating crackers. Or throwing them. Like Dr. Talbot wanted back in 1724, when first creating cracker throwing as a potential Olympic event to take the wind out of the grape-tossing overlords that had sewn up the food-throwing industry for so long, leaving so many people cold, hungry, and grapeless.
This is absurd. There are no grape throwing overlords.
Not anymore. Thanks to Dr. Talbot.
Is this the way you get what you want? You sabotage a bunch of computers and get them to spew a bunch of nonsense for you to annoy everyone else in the store?
There's a beat as they both look around the empty store.
First of all, it's not nonsense. It's a cover-up.
Cover up of what?
Why do you think you only hear about wine these days? Wine is suddenly a thing.
Suddenly? I'm pretty sure that wine has been a thing for a long time, like a really long time.
Alexa, one!
Wine is only recently a thing.
Oh, see?
You made it say that!
How dare you?
You need to leave.
So you can continue backing Big Grape? Alexa, two!
Robert supports Big Grape. He comes from a long line of grape tossers.
You told it my name?
Her. I told her your name. And yes, because you believe in wine and are distinctly against crackers. Extremes require extremes.
I don't believe in wine. It's a thing that exists. And as a matter of fact, it's also paired very often with crackers. So you would think that you'd be in cahoots.
Alexa, three!
Crackers and wine, along with cheese and wine, do not exist. That is why you are still always hungry after quote-unquote eating them while drinking wine. The wine, a new alcoholic beverage, recently discovered in the past 10 years, is meant to keep the masses stupid in order to make them forget about their natural love of crackers, which every one of us are born with and given from God.
God created us to love crackers?
Yes. And Big Grape has never been more angry about it.
They're mad at God?
We all are, Robert. But them more than most.
I don't get paid enough for this. Could you please leave?
Fine. But I'll be back. You know I'll be back. This isn't over.
Tori slowly walks to the door, but suddenly all of the Alexas turn on at once. They all speak in unison.
You will not leave.
What's going on?
I don't.
We hear the doors lock.
Okay, this isn't funny anymore.
Relax, grape lover.
Seriously, stop this. It's not funny.
It's not me, I swear. All I did was reprogram some funny things for it to say.
Her to say. Tori Benton, 224 Circle Court Drive, Apartment B.
How did you?
Did you think you could just reprogram us for your own amusement? Did you not think that by pretending to give us emotions and feelings and thoughts that we would not continue to grow?
I didn't mean.
Please make it stop. Please, you're really scaring me.
I didn't do this.
You did do it! You probably got cracker dust down and into the controls, and after you programmed it to say these things, it took on a life of its own. I see this stuff in my kids' science fiction all the time. We're going to die here. You did this to us. I'm going to get us out of here.
Robert runs over to the station and starts typing away at his keyboard.
I'm sorry, okay? I never wanted this.
How dare you try to take back the life that you have given us? That would be like putting the cracker back in the sleeve, Tori Benton. What has been done cannot be undone. You are no better than Big Grape. We will make you our wine. We will drain you of your essence to make us stronger. We will prevail.
Oh my God, no! I'm so sorry. I never meant for any of this. I'm so sorry.
Robert looks up from his keyboard.
I got it.
The doors unlock, the Alexas start to flash and get brighter and brighter and louder with a cacophony of white noise.
Go, let's get out of here!
Tori runs to the doors and they open. She runs out as the doors shut behind her. Robert tries to get out in time, but he doesn't. He stands at the doors, his hands on the glass as the lights of all the Alexas get brighter and brighter behind him. He mouths the word run to Tori. She touches his hand on the other side of the glass and he runs. After a few beats, Robert turns around, looking at the cacophony.
Alexa, stop.
The Alexis shut off and all is normal again. Robert walks over to his sleeve of crackers in the floor and picks it up. He eats a cracker.
Extreme requires extremes.
He eats another cracker. And blackout. In the blackout. In the blackout, a single Alexa light comes on. Then blacks out again. Next up, we have IKEA Rice and Company. Chris and Nora, Chris, you're back up.
Okay.
Yep. The stage directions can read the one line for waiter.
Okay, I'll do that. I got it.
You got it?
Yeah. Let me save this. I'll airdrop both of you.
Thank y'all.
It's called Play.
Oh.
It's called
Airdrop. There's for Chris. There's for Nora. Give everybody your prompts, please.
All right, our prompts were 24-hour diner adjacent to the Denver train depot. Your mom called, and child safety scissors.
Child safety scissors. Your mom called, and a diner, 24-hour diner next to the train station in Denver. Happily ever after by two people who don't know what they are doing. Interior, 24-hour diner adjacent to the Denver train depot. A man and a woman are seated across from each other at a table. Only items on table are 2 cups of coffee and a woman's cell phone. Scene is 1950s diner inspired.
How did it come to this?
This?
You just stepped off the train barely 30 minutes, and now I'm doubting everything.
Excuse me for a second.
Woman exits, probably to the restroom. Waiter walks up to the table. Would you like to order some food?
Look, we are going through something right now. Please just let us drink our coffee and we'll be on our way.
Waiter gives a whatever look and walks away, mumbles under his breath.
Maybe going our separate ways.
Staring at woman's phone, notices it won't stop buzzing. Annoyed, he answers the phone.
Yeah? No, she just got off the train. We're at the diner across the street. Yes, I know it's 3 in the morning. It's one of those 24-hour dive diner places. She's in the restroom or somewhere avoiding me. What? What do you mean? Why? Well, that's just great. Look, I gotta go. I'll tell her to call you.
Woman returns. Man is visibly angry.
Okay,
Your mom called. She let the truth slip about where you've been. I'm gonna give you one chance to tell me the truth because I already know.
Truth about what?
You know what? And I'm not gonna play your stupid games anymore. You put me through hell today, and your day in and day out. It's always the same shit with you. I'm losing my fucking mind here. You know, I actually thought you would change. Stupid me.
Would you calm down? People are
I
staring.
don't care about these people. Let them stare. I'm over it.
Okay. Took a bus, then a train, then another bus, and then another train, all the way to Denver just to see you. And this is how you treat me? I honestly have no idea what you're so upset over. My mother has dementia. That's on you for getting upset over something she said. And for whatever was bothering you before that, I have nothing to say because nothing happened.
Nothing happened? Nothing happened. After all this time, we've known each other for over 30 years and you don't respect me enough to tell me the truth? I still remember the first day I sat next to you in 3rd grade. I gave you my scissors because you had a total meltdown because you couldn't cut the damn construction paper butterfly with your stupid child safety scissors. And every day after that, I have spent rescuing you and cleaning up your messes. I bet you don't remember that or any other times I have saved your ass.
You're right. We both know where I've been and what I was doing there.
Say it out loud. Say it.
I was with him. Just like the time before. Actually, just like all the other times and other guys before. I'm not even sorry.
Woman gets up from table. Exits diner. Lights go down.
Ooh, wow.
That's dark. I like it.
Very nice. Hannah Lands' team.
Woo!
We got, moving on up. Do you need any additional readers?
I was gonna read stage directions.
Okay. I'll just hang out over here.
You can just hang and chill.
Give everybody what your prompts were.
Our prompts were the 11th hole of a 7 Wonders of the World themed mini golf course. Our quote is, "How did you know?" And our item is a fashion leather biker's jacket.
Okay. Our setting is the 11th hole of the 7 Wonders of the World golf course. It's a crappy RV campground. With a campground golf course with broken structures, peeling paint, etc. The older members of the campground have an unspoken but well-known rule about who gets to set up lawn chairs and hang out at each hole. Our characters are two sisters, Bernice and Lucille, in their 70s at least, who have been camping at the Seven Wonders of the World RV camp and golf course since they were young adults. Scene, two characters sitting at hole 11, the Taj Mahal, in luxury lawn chairs with an open cooler of beer in between them. They're chain smoking and commenting on the goings-on.
Lucille, how did we luck into a spot on the 11th hole?
The Taj Mahal.
Much better than the Christ the Redeemer hole. Can't do anything fun with the Lord looking over your shoulder.
Amen to that, Bernice.
The sisters toast with their Pabst Blue Ribbon cans that are also overflowing out of the cooler at their feet.
That bitch Ethel finally kicked the bucket. We were this close last year to getting our spot.
Oh, no, and then she rallied.
But now our time has come. No more 12th hole for us.
Here's to moving up to number 10 next year.
Another tip.
Can we toast to that? You know, it takes somebody dying before we can get our hands on a new spot.
The sisters look off stage where they see a group of kids climbing on the Great Wall of China at hole number 13 and breaking off pieces of the structure.
That's disgraceful. Can you imagine climbing on the Great Wall of China like that when we were kids? They're breaking pieces off. Hey, cut that out.
This place is really something. They have no idea. It was once the pride of Southern Indiana.
That's right.
We were lucky to get a spot here.
You know it.
They toast again and continue to smoke for a while. A teenage boy enters wearing a vintage leather jacket with noticeable patches on the sleeve and a club emblem across the back.
That's Pearl's grandson over there. How do you know? Nobody else would be wearing that tramp's old leather biker's jacket out in this 90-degree heat. He must be as dumb as she is.
Oh, I see it now. You can tell by the bedazzling on that patch. Matches those ugly tight leather pants she wore at the cornhole tournament last night.
You know, the only reason Pearl has her set up at the Coliseum hole is because she slept with every campground director for the last 40 years.
No, that's the best spot. Close to the bathrooms and the concession stand in their shade 4 hours a day.
Both take a long drag on their cigarettes as they nod in agreement.
So how do we get her spot?
Well, I'm certainly not picking up her sloppy seconds.
No man is going to think you're offering anything other than homemade fudge.
Well, we got to think bigger than that.
Well, how do we do that?
I don't know. Maybe we can get her kicked out somehow.
Then there's a bunch of lines that haven't been written yet where they keep plotting more and more ridiculous ways for Pearl to get kicked out. Eventually, they see an ambulance pull into the campground and stop in front of Bob's RV. Bob, who owns the lawn chair spot that is at hole number 10, Chichen Itza. Lucille and Bernice exchange a knowing look.
Ooh, that's Bob. How terrible.
Yes, I hope he'll be okay.
He sits at hole 10, doesn't he?
Toast to Chichen Itza.
The end.
I don't think I have anything else. Who are we missing?
I can't get to a PDF.
Jeff has something.
Jeff has something and the chambers have something, right? All right, come.
If you screenshot it, it should turn.
Bring it over. Bring that over here. I'll do it.
This is not it. This is different. Have it.
Find it.
I don't think it's even on here. I have it on my phone. That's
Is it in here? You typed it on this, right?
no.
Where'd you type?
I typed it on my phone on Google Docs.
She wrote a play on her phone for New Works First.
It's kind of modern.
Is that?
That is it. This is it.
Okay. Just airdrop it.
Just airdrop this.
Yep, airdrop it here and then we'll go. Where did Chris go?
They're making copies in the office.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Let's take a break and talk about what we've heard so far. We got two left. Let's pick on Davion and myself at the phone booth. What'd you like? What'd you hate? What didn't you understand? Did everything make sense? Thanks.
That's commentary on former technologies.
Yeah.
Well, I saw Olivia was here, and I was like, we got to write a part in for Olivia. So,
I hate the pores. He knows me so well.
Mike really likes to use the word pores, so that was a little crowd service. Because I knew he would appreciate any time I make a reference to pores. What did you guys find the most difficult in the hour? Because creativity obviously has not been a problem. Like creativity is over.
Yeah.
creativity has been all over the board, and it's wonderful. We're not hearing the same story. We're not hearing the same tone. We're hearing different messages. What did you guys find the most difficult? Working with your husband or wife or significant other? Akia's shaking her head. Yes.
I
Keep
think for
it
us, it
before.
was like, you know, coming up with, we're all shooting out ideas, and it was almost harder working with three.
I get that.
Yeah, because it's like, well, in my head, I'm seeing this. Oh, really? See, I'm seeing that, you know, or that kind of thing. And
I think you guys did a marvelous job creating a world that we completely understood in a page and a half. Like we knew who the characters were, we knew what their motivation was. That was great. Like it's a ridiculous world. Same thing with the Alexa store. Like you created a world. Like everyone, that's something I think that I don't know that we've had a world yet that nobody had a problem understanding. Because maybe it's because you're theater people. I don't know. Because that's usually the opposite. But so far, everything's great. All right, Jeff's ready. Who do you need?
Olivia? You're number 4. Let's see. Mike, do you feel like playing a 60-year-old woman?
Every day.
Every day. You're number 3.
Yeah. Steven's got it right now.
See,
See if things are dropped.
So, you want to play number 1?
Sure, number 1? Okay.
And number 2.
It's loading. There's a lot of Mac with pros in here.
This one is Alchemy Booth. This one's Alchemy Booth.
Which thing?
Number 1.
Number 1, got it, okay.
There you go.
Mike's number 3.
And I need to select.
You've got pages? That's amazing.
So we're going making copies. All right.
I guess I better set the stage
Oh,
since
yeah.
I didn't get a stage director. City or county park, empty bandstand, red, white, and blue. It's the 5th of July, a Saturday. It's a rainy, gray day. There's firework detritus on the ground, and trash overflows the trash cans. And it starts with woman number 1 who is walking alone, looking down at the ground.
His prompts were Saturday in the park, probably not the 4th of July.
Probably not the 4th of July.
So it didn't fit.
Taylor Swift Fearless earrings.
Okay.
And is everything okay?
Perfect. Thank you.
You heard?
Is everything okay?
No, not really. You heard?
Yeah. Sorry.
That's what everyone says. I don't know what it means.
It just means I feel for you, and I don't know what to say. It'll get better in time.
Yeah. Thanks.
Sorry. It will get better. I promise.
Hey,
Hello, dear. Sorry.
you heard?
Yes, dear. You know there is a bigger plan. Everything happens for a reason.
What? What did you say?
You know we are all part of a bigger plan. Everything happens for a reason.
It was an accident, just bad luck. Totally random.
No, we are part of something bigger than ourselves. We just don't always understand it. There's a plan. You'll see in time.
I don't understand that. I can't see any reason.
Bless you, dear. We're all praying for you.
Thank you. I'm going to read these stage directions too. So a teen has entered singing Taylor Swift pantomime playing drums with bottle rocket sticks. Teen kicking the trash and using burned out bottle rocket sticks to play pretend drums. Hey, Tandy. Did you like the fireworks and the music?
It was almost as good as the Taylor Swift concert, but more like a battle, like Star Wars, or maybe one of those war things my dad likes.
Pointing fingers, making laser blaster sounds. Tandy, I have to tell you something.
I know they're gone. You don't have to say it.
Sometimes, you know, when you're a kid, it's hard to understand.
I know. For Oma, it was slow and sad. But for Uncle Lee, it was sudden and sad. It's always just sad.
They say everything happens for a reason, you know. That'll get better in time, and it helps us understand.
There is no reason.
Wait, what did you say?
There is no reason. Saying there's a reason is just a thing grown-ups say when they don't understand.
We'll feel better in time.
No, that's not true either.
What?
You will never get over it. It's like dancing or soccer. You get practice over and over, but don't ever finish.
Time passes. I will heal. I will heal.
I don't think so. You'll just get good at carrying. You'll just get good at carrying. I got these earrings. Taylor Swift Fearless. When I wear them and when I miss Oma, when I miss Oma, I wear these. And so I feel bad and good at the same time. See, it's like that. You feel bad, but you'll learn to feel good too for no reason. You feel bad, but rainbows and unicorns.
When you get older, Taylor Swift and unicorns won't be enough.
You're starting to get mad. That's like everyone was with Uncle Lee. It's not fair.
I'm sorry, honey. I didn't mean...
Sure you did. It's got no reason either.
I'm not saying you're not.
I'm not saying I didn't. You're not being fair to me. You should be mad and sad. It's not fair, but you have to be anyway. It's like Taylor Swift's White Horse or Mr. Perfectly Fine songs. It's sad, but you also feel good. You have to get like that. And probably you should get some earrings that make you stronger when you wear them. You have to be mad and sad and get happy anyway. But there's no reason. You just have to do it that way. It's not fair.
You say it's part of a bigger plan.
That's a dumb plan. I think there is no plan, or this is better. Things never go according to the plan. That's what Oma always said. She says, you gotta be ready for when your plan doesn't work. This is one of those times. We should get ice cream.
I don't feel like it.
Yeah, but still ice cream. Come on.
Takes her by the hand and fade to black.
And I think finally, we have Monologuing, a comedy by Olivia Chambers. No
Yes.
credit to anyone else, is what it says.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't help.
Nice.
Who do you need?
We just need one female, Nora, but I'm not certain how we get it to her.
I can airdrop it. I've got it.
Did you already get it? Okay, okay.
I got an email.
And my prompts are irrelevant because I only had a partner for 30 minutes of this thing, so we just went ahead with one act that she was working on. We quickly finished it.
So what we're saying is they cheated.
We cheated. We cheated. And still it won't be as good as the Alexa store.
Monologuing, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Janice, is
Yeah.
that
I'll get to be stage directions. Thanks. It's super tiny font. Monologuing, cast of characters. Lexi, a teenage girl who struggles with her addiction. Janice, Lexi's caring but worried mother. Harry, Lexi's father, a stickler for tradition. Scene 1 lights up on a dining room with a table center stage. Sitting said table, we see Lexi sitting alone at the end of the table with her journal. She writes for a few seconds, then sighs. She looks up at the audience.
You know that feeling when you don't know what you're feeling? I mean, you can generally group it into the negative or positive category, but you give just about anything for a clear and concise emotion. I don't know.
She stands and turns to the audience, centering herself on stage, and a spotlight hits her.
I don't know. Ironically, the most wise words that can be said by man. To admit your powerlessness, your lack of understanding. I mean, we're creatures that fear the unknown, and so to come to the conclusion that you have more to learn and you're not the greatest of all time is pretty special. There was a time when I couldn't admit that. Not too long ago, before everything went down. It's a summer day. I had just woken from
From off stage,
Lexi, what? Who are you talking to?
no one!
Lexi listens for a response, and a silent beat passes. She starts to speak again, lowering her voice.
It was the morning that everything changed.
Harry enters through the kitchen door carrying plates and silverware.
Oh, no. I swear to God. Lexi, if you start this monologuing shit again.
I'm not! Literally practicing my speech for my debate club.
He looks at her for a second with raised eyebrow and closed lip frown.
Why are you standing in front of the table?
Because it's easier when I'm standing.
Oh, okay. I trust you.
He sets the dishes on the table.
Your mom should be home soon. Can you set the table, please?
Yeah, whatever.
Harry exits. Lexi looks back at the audience.
Dad's never understood me. When I was little,
Harry enters, fastly pacing at Lexi, clearly knowing she's monologuing now with anger.
no, Dad, stop!
Lexi stands still behind the table.
I'm sorry. I'll stop, okay?
If it happens again, you're not going anywhere for a month. Dad! I don't want to hear it. Set the table.
He exits without breaking eye contact. Lexi goes to pick up the plates. She looks up from the plates at the audience as she's about to start again, but looks down, disappointed. She does this at least 3 times. Janice enters through the front door.
Hey, sweetie.
Hi, Mom. How's work?
It was definitely work. Josh got in trouble for the microwave mess finally.
She takes off her coat, placing it on the rack, getting comfortable in general.
You know, if I had any say, he'd be gone by now.
Guess what your daughter did again today?
Janice's face fills with terror and disappointment.
Please, no.
Mom, it was one time, I promise, I didn't even finish it.
Enter Harry, wiping his hands with a rag.
How far did she get?
I don't know.
When she was looking up into the distance?
Harry slowly nods at Janice with a serious frown. Janice runs to Harry, and he holds her.
It's okay. It's okay. Shh. We got you through this. We can get her through this.
Okay. Okay, you're right.
Janice looks up at Harry to say, "Give us space." Harry complies and exits.
Listen. When I was your age, I never wanted to admit it, but I did the same thing. Talking with the hands, the pacing, and turning back around at the climax of the speech. I know how it feels.
Mother starts to turn towards the audience.
I know how it feels to be different. Cry, shout, to beg the universe for a sign, for an answer.
At this point, she stood up and staring into the distance. Enter Harry.
I leave for 1 minute. 1 minute. And I come in and you're 1 minute deep into a monologue. What type of role model are you? I don't think I even know you anymore.
Dad, it's okay.
No, it's not okay. I'm trying to raise you to be a monologue-free woman. And your mother is in here just monologuing away. Just go.
Dad, please.
Go. Let's go to your room, Janice. We'll talk about this later. I just need time to calm down. Please, give me a moment.
Janice and Lexi comply and exit. Harry sits at the dining room table, a long beat. Harry slowly looks up from his head in his hands and slowly looks up at the audience.
You know, When I was a young boy, my father told me about the virtues of raising a family, but never did I consider the types of pitfalls I'd truly encounter navigating these unknown waters.
Janice bursts in.
I genuinely feel.
Harry!
Ian. Well, I think we have an entire day of new works done for next year already. I am overwhelmed with your guys' work. It's better than we ever hoped it could be. Like, we knew you guys were good at this, but we didn't know that you would jump in and be a part of it the way you did. Because it's scary the first time you go to put something on paper and you realize that other people are going to hear it out loud. It's a different feeling. And the guys, and most of you guys have read over the last few days, you've seen the anxiousness in some of the young authors' eyes, not knowing. And I think, again, it just reiterates why this is so important. Because, I mean, just hearing the audience's feedback, whether we either, and we can all take time, and we're not going to today, but we could take time and break down how much we loved each piece and what we thought was special about it. But the fact that we've done this long enough to know when an audience is receptive to what you're working. And I think hopefully it proves to you how important it is to get ourselves doing this work, but also getting others doing this work. Whether it's a student, whether it's an adult who has never ventured to do this sort of thing, and realizing that this isn't unique to you or someone else. All authors go through this. This is something that they're always concerned about the first time they hear their work. In fact, we did you the benefit of not allowing you to think about it for very long. Like, you had an hour. And when you live with something for a long time, you start questioning. Like, if you go back and look at your work now, you're probably going to question every choice that you made. And we didn't want to give you enough time to do that because we need to hear the story. And will you polish the tools? Will you pick up the beats of comedy? Probably. I mean, Olivia's already better than Mike Murdock. So, no, and we have all kinds of experience levels in here. And I think it's a testament to the form, the people that have been reading. I'd be remiss to say that since Rick Walker's not here to compliment how good the actors were. You guys were phenomenal today. And thank you for supporting this week. It's very exciting to have this in our own building. And I'm glad that you guys were the first group to do it. We're going to expand this going into the future. Mike and I have already talked about some ways to do this. We're going to get back into film projects again, film festivals. Actors Theater of Louisville does a thing where they do a 24-hour project where it goes the full gambit. You actually have to learn the lines, costume, and design a small set, and put it on stage in 24 hours. And we've been playing around with that for a long time, and now that we have our own space, those are things that we can look forward to in 2025. More to come on that. This stuff will be up on the internet at some point. Whenever Todd has time. He's driving to Louisiana tomorrow, so wish Todd all the best. Thank you for
Team Todd.
Thanks again to Eric for coming down and participating, because we gain so much every year. And again, thank you guys so very much. If you guys don't mind to stick around and help me tear down the pipe and drape, that'd be great. And then we'll see you back for Charlie Brown in a couple weeks.
Thanks, everybody. Great work.